Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to Toe Tags Metal Reviews, and today we're giving you guys our first impressions of Home by The Offering. So this is a little different than most first impressions that we do, as this is not a new album. It is an album selected by the winner of the little contest we held for the Battle of Sweden, who guessed correctly what that tournament was going to be about. Congratulations to Sam Russell. So you got to pick this album. You picked it. This is your album for us to check out. We really don't know much about this band at all.
Honestly, new to me, but I'm excited. A few people chimed in and said it was a good choice. So yeah, I have hopes that I'm going to enjoy whatever this is. I didn't look it up. I really don't know what genre this is or what to expect. So
both of us have minimal...
Going in blind.
Yeah, expectations are, I guess neutral. We don't know much. So we're looking forward to it, and we'll be right back because we're going to go listen to Home for the very first time in its entirety, so stay put. Alright, so we just listened to Home for the very first time. Vile, what did you think?
This was quite a unique treat, I must say. So right out of the gate, the title, the first track, Waste Away, I was blown away, okay? I'm the kind of person that when I'm listening to music, I'm always drawing parallels to things I've heard before. I'm always saying, oh, this sounds like that sounds like this reminds me of that, this reminds me of that. For this first track, I had nothing. I was like, this sounds uniquely fresh to me, and that's probably one of the highest compliments I can give to a song. It had a lot of really cool things going for it. So, it had like a very nu metal vibe to it. Okay, I'm getting very nu metal vibes from the guitars, but the vocals were very power metal, kind of clean operatic style vocals, but not overpowering or not forefrontal like a lot of power metal music is. It was kind of set back a little bit, which I thought was cool. The solos, there's two solos that just blam, wildly appear in the song, like a wild solo appears, and they're both amazing. Like, they both blew me away. It just had a lot going for it. It was a lot packed into it, and I was just in it for that ride. The rest of the album had a lot of the same stuff. It's just kind of wild. God, it's like nu metal, power metal, and thrash metal are having an orgy, and that's what they're doing. I don't know. There's a lot going for it. I started to draw parallels here and there. Like, there's a couple songs that sound like Slipknot.
There was one. Which one was it? Ultraviolence. The groove in that sounds a lot like the Negative one.
It does. And then there was another one too. We said Slipknot for another song.
Oh, it was the next one. I Dance with Diana. The Anvil Strikes, and it kind of sounded a bit like Psychosocial.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking a little bit like Body Hammer by Fear Factory.
Yeah, I got that too.
Works.
A bit, yeah. This album, where did it fall flat for me? Because it kind of did a little bit. There's a little bit of I don't even know. There was a little bit of something that I was having trouble writing notes. I was like, am I enjoying this? Am I just grooving with this because it's on? Like, I wasn't sure how I felt sometimes. The singing was throwing me off a bit, not because it was bad, but because I couldn't tell if there was multiple vocalists. There's some growls in here. There's a different variety of vocals. A lot of it's harmonized and layered, which could still be one person, just, edited and post or whatever. But it almost sounds like sometimes that the whole band is singing, which is, again, not a bad thing, but it's throwing me off a little bit. I didn't know what to really think of it.
There's a lot of vocal variety and a lot of layering going on. Like, there's stuff on top of stuff, and it works really well. Like, a lot of cleans on top of harshes, a high scream and a low growl mixed together, a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you were saying, later on in the album, you're kind of like thinking it falls off. I think I might know what's going on. I think, like, this is the kind of album that has a lot packed into it.
Yeah.
There's only one of these songs that's really a long song. Everything else is pretty average length. Mm-hmm. But even then, those songs feel long because there's just so much happening. Songs like those kind of wear you out mentally a little bit. So the longer you go, the more you're kind of thinking like, whoa, what is even happening anymore?
I mean, I was still giving the songs favorable scores. Mm-hmm. But it's just as far as what notes do I write? Oh, there was another cool drum fill. There was another cool drum fill. There's a lot of cool drum fills. Oh, there's another, cool vocal run or a cool, high note or whatever. He just hit some really nice, like, falsetto notes. And so the guy's got really great range, like, phenomenal range.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of that stuff, but I don't want to write the same note all the time. You know what I mean? So it gets a little difficult trying to find unique stuff about each song.
I think that's something that might come with time, though. Like, it's really hard to pick out a lot after a first listen, which is why we do what we do on the channel. But I can see it, though, being a little bit tiring just because there's just so much going on in this album. And I can agree that Waste Away is ridiculous. There's a point at the end of the song where he just goes up and up with his voice, and it reminds me of the ending of Breakdown by Medicated, which has one of the sickest endings ever. So the fact that this reminded me of that, just like, wow, I'm getting that energy again from this song. And that's the first song. It starts off with a bang, with an explosion. Yeah. And there's still good stuff after it. I don't think, for me, anything really hit the peak of Waste Away, but there's still really good songs on here. I mean, Lovesick was really good. A Dance with Diana was really cool. What I liked about that track is that it slowed the pace down. That song said to me that this band isn't just, okay, let's do crazy stuff the whole song. It's like, let's reel it back, make it slower, give a different feeling to the music.
Change the pace,
It's awesome, and they did it in, the middle of the album, the right spot where most, albums tend to do that. So that was really well done. I really liked the song for that. It had wind chimes in it. That's awesome.
Yeah, just put this out there too. This album is only 8 tracks long, but the tracks are decent length, and the last track, the title track, is nearly 15 minutes long. It's one of those, epics. Takes you on a journey, goes through a lot of different, progressive changes and things like that. Not really my cup of tea, but I didn't hate it. I was in it for the ride. It has some parts that I could do without, but that's just me. That's personal preference. The fact that it's only one song that's like that makes it a lot more forgivable, in my opinion.
I think it's fitting to have that. Like, you have the last song be your epic big song, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, and like it does, like, it starts out pretty good, then it gets kind of, mellow, and then it goes to this brooding section, and then it kicks in with the energy near the end. So they do it right. Yeah,
this song, if you really wanted to know what the average kind of construction for a long, like 10 plus minute song is, this is a good song to look at. It goes the way you would expect it to for a song of its length.
Yeah, I agree with that. So you named a couple other tracks that stand out. I just want to name a couple as well. I thought Hysteria and Glory were also good tracks. That's tracks 6 and 7. Hysteria had a really cool intro. I don't remember exactly how it went. This was one of the songs where I questioned if there was more than one singer. I believe there was some time signature changes between 6/8 and 4/4, mostly 4/4, but I did hear a couple 6/8 grooves in there. Good drum fills. That was the one where you mentioned the nice build up to the solo. I agree with that. He didn't mention it in the video, which is when we were listening to it, he mentioned it. Yeah, a lot of my notes are pertaining to the vocals because they are uniquely wild. If I were to draw a parallel or something that reminded me of the vocals, I would probably have to talk about Anal Nothrock. I don't know that singer's name, but he's got a very unique, distinct, and distinguished voice. And I felt that the singer of this band was very similar in that same vein, that same style. Not quite as piercing or fierce as Anal Nothrock, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's his own style, it's his own way of doing it.
Yeah, it's not the same sound, but it's the same kind of idea that it's like a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
That it's like you're only really gonna hear with this.
Yeah, so overall, though, on a first impressions, I'm pretty happy with what I heard. The number one takeaway for me is the freshness of this. It sounds, it has elements of things that I'm familiar with, but overall as a package, this sounds pretty fucking cool to me. Like, I'm looking forward to listening to this throughout the week for sure.
Yeah, I'm feeling similar. This was a really fun album to listen to, and I am really looking forward to listening to it over and over for an entire week. And that's all we got for you guys today. Remember to like the video if you'd like it. Comment, tell us in the comments below, what do you think of this album? I believe it's 2 years old now, so it's been out for quite a bit. And we're going to listen to this album over and over and be back next week with our final review. Subscribe if you guys are new. I'm TV Fish.
I'm Vile Self.
We'll see you guys later.